When you're starting a business, it can be really tempting to just run off and start doing the fun bits like designing a logo, choosing a website, picking a name even. And those are all really, really important things to build into your initial strategy. But what we would always recommend, and what we found really helpful when we were starting our business just under 2 years ago now, is to not do that without a strong backbone. And what I mean by that is pick some really good core values that you feel represent you naturally. It's really important that they feel a little bit like you already, so you don't have to work too hard to be something that you're not. But some core values that will help guide any decisions that you need to make over the next few weeks. Things like what your colour palette's going to be, what your logo's going to be. Those values should really conjure up in your customer base what you want your customers to think of your brand as. So have a little think about that. Think about, if someone were to ask your friends how to describe you, what words would you want them to use? What would you want to spring to mind? Things like loyal, fun, courageous. Those are really good places to start when you're trying to pick values for your new brand. As you grow your business, you'll want to have those values in place to help you find the right team to help you grow. You'll want to have those values in place to help you decide what to spend money on and when to spend it. And they can really act as a good sense check. So if you're not sure, should I do this, should I not do this? You can kind of bring it back to those values and say, well, actually, does this decision reflect my values? Is it going to enhance my brand in the eyes of my consumer? And will doing this make my brand stronger? Will my consumers, will my customers who I'm trying to aim this at, think of my brand and think of the values that I want them to think of? If you can build them in from the very start, you will find it a much, much simpler journey. But not only that, it will be much more consistent. And consistency is really, really important when you're trying to build trust in a target market, something that's very difficult to do as a brand new business. So there you have it, guys. If you're about to start a business, if you are thinking, where do I start? What are all the things I need to consider? Sit down and work out who you are, work out who you want your brand to be, and work out what those core brand values need to be. Limit it to no more than 4 or 5. You don't want to be overwhelmed every time you need to sense check. But having 4 or 5 core brand values that help drive decisions, that help you create your brand identity, is a really, really strong place to start. I hope that was helpful.